Cinema.
Welcome back to War with Cinema. I'm your host, Greg, your local metalhead, and with me is...
Part of the Collector. What's up, everybody?
We're finishing up our Christmas special month with Friday After Next, your pick.
I know, man. I was trying to think of a Christmas movie that I wanted to do, and I just realized I hadn't watched this in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And it's such a fucking classic, like, as far as, like, I don't know, I say hood Christmas movies, like, I can't think of many.
I was thinking that, too, when I was watching this.
But,
I was like, I think this is the only hood Christmas movie.
But it makes it hilarious, like, and it's just a good movie that puts you in a good mood, you know, like, I get a good laugh out of it every time.
So, I just wanted to talk about my history with the whole Friday franchise.
Oh, the Friday franchise is legendary.
Right. So, when I was younger, a buddy of mine brought over Next Friday. I think he bought it on VHS. And he's like, I got Next Friday. We should check it out. I didn't even know what Friday was.
I had all of them on VHS.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Nice. So he brings it over, and you know how, like, you're a kid, you don't want to be made fun of, so you act like you know what they're talking about? Like, I acted like I knew what Friday was. Puts on Next Friday, and I fell in love with it. Like, I love Next Friday.
Next Friday is good.
And I think he left it at my house, because I remember watching it a lot when I was younger. I don't know. And then I was like, well, I've seen Next Friday. I might as well go back and check out the original Friday. And I watched that one and I was like, fuck, this is like even better. It's more classic, but I still prefer Next Friday. I think it's like the nostalgia thing because that was the first one I watched.
Right.
So I do have a fondness for Next Friday.
I think that's how it is because I saw Mallrats before I saw Clerks.
Yeah.
So, like, Mallrats obviously is always going to be my favorite Kevin Smith movie.
I feel like Mallrats is more geared towards you than Clerks. Like,
Yeah.
Clerks is trying to be like pseudo witty and clever and shit like that, but Mallrats is kind of just a dumb funny movie.
Well, when I started watching Jay and Bob movies, I wasn't really old enough to get all of the jokes and shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Especially Clerks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just wasn't, like, you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Like, in Clerks, it's like he was trying to be like, look how witty I am, but then like he started to get in his groove and he's like, I'm just a dick and farts guy.
Yeah.
You know, movie. There's nothing wrong with that. I think he's fucking hilarious. I love his dialogue writing, but
I love Clerks not just because it's funny, but because of the fact that, like, the story behind it is still amazing to me, man.
Yeah.
Like, Kevin Smith feels like a guy that's like one of us. You know what I mean? Somebody that, like, probably if you look at it on paper, like, he probably should have never been famous.
yeah.
But the guy's an amazing writer, and still to this day is the king of fucking dialogue. Like,
I was gonna say he's an amazing dialogue writer. His movies, like, plot wise, are
you
just
can either
like
love
not
him or hate him, you know?
right?
But, like, if that's what you enjoy about movies, like, he can make the most everyday things just so fucking funny. Like,
I don't want to get too off topic, but did you watch the Clerks 3?
not yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to tonight.
All right. But Friday, so Ice Cube and what's his name wrote it? The original Friday. I forgot his name.
Oh, DJ Pooh.
Right. And nobody would finance Friday. So Ice Cube was going to put up the $2 million and pay for it for itself. But I think it was Paramount was like, don't waste your money. We'll take the hit if it's not a success. But it turned out to be a huge fucking success.
Mm.
And he only paid the actors $5,000 for the original Friday.
Oh, that's what John Witherspoon, when he would do interviews, you know, before he passed, R.I.P.
Yeah.
He would always say, he's like, you can't make Friday today. He goes, what Ice Cube did for black comedians could never be like, you know what I mean? He's like, he gave so many people their start on the big screen.
Right.
Terry Crews, Cal Williams, Mike Epps. He's like, even me. He's like, I've been in shit forever. He's like, nobody realized that I was on Wayans Brothers and all that shit. He's like, everybody just saw Friday instead of Pops.
Right.
You know? And he's like, and I'm still eating it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still eating off of that, you know, because he did Boondocks and
Right.
everybody loves Craig's dad. You know, like, he's just a beloved character.
So that's where Chris Tucker got his start. And then,
well, I mean, he had done Def Comedy Jam and stuff, but he had never done a movie.
right, this is where he got his movie start. And so he found Jesus, and he didn't want to do it the next one because of the pot. That's what it like boils down to, and money, obviously.
Right. I always thought that was such a cop out. Like, I get it. you're Mr. Rush Hour and all that, and he became a blockbuster actor overnight.
But John Witherspoon made a good point. He's like, if I had that much money, I wouldn't go back to Friday either.
I mean, you could do a passion project, dude.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, you gonna tell me that
well, he
Ice
said
Cube didn't deserve that, at least to look? You know what I mean? Like,
well,
I gave you your start. I gave you a chance to be who you are.
Right,
you know?
but you still have to take into the account that he's religious and he doesn't approve of like.
I think you could have even worked that into a storyline, though.
You think so?
Like when he went to rehab, he like found God, and like now he's like how much funnier would it be when you finally get the Smokey reunion between Greg and Smokey, and he's just like a Bible thumper dude in a straight edge, tucking his shirt in and shit. He doesn't do any of the stuff before. That would have been funny as fuck to me.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, there would have been potheads around the world that would have thrown shit at the fucking screen. But I'm one of those people.
They could have made it work. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Right.
And then like maybe halfway through the movie, he has a nervous breakdown and he goes back to old Smokey.
Mm-hmm.
He starts the twitch and shit. You know what I mean? Like how fucking, you could have worked with it. But, and now if they would have done it, if they would have done it a few years ago, whatever, when they had talked about it, they would have got the funding. Like Ice Cube could have got Chris Tucker whatever amount of money that he wanted to make that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Or he could have been like, bro, like nobody's beating down your door to be in movies anymore.
Right.
You could take a hometown discount, come make this movie with me. And I feel like him and Ice Cube could have that relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so too. So
everybody loves Ice Cube. Everybody respects Ice Cube as far as, the movies go.
Right. He's like earned his place in Hollywood kind of thing.
Yeah.
But that being said, like, so he left and Mike Epps took over.
Mm-hmm.
And as the side.
And I love Day Day. I
was going to say,
Mike Epps is hilarious, man.
Next Friday. I like him in that movie.
Yeah.
And
lay his fuck up. I mean, he's got so many quotable lines. Like,
I rewatched all the Fridays, by the way.
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
I watched them backwards. I watched the third one, then the second one, then the first one. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
whatever works.
For this podcast, it makes sense to do that.
So, all that being said, I love the first two. I saw this one when it came out. I only saw it the one time. I was like, that was okay. But I never revisited it.
Right.
And after revisiting it again, I have to say I understand why I never did.
What?
I don't love this one.
Don't fucking do that to me, bro. Don't do that to this fucking movie. I watched it with my family last night.
Did you?
And we fucking died laughing, man. This movie is so fucking good.
Okay, so I was trying to figure out like why this one doesn't hit for me. Like and I think it's because there's I don't want to say lessons in each movie because it's not really lessons, but it's like the first one was, this is what it's like to live in the hood. These are all the characters. This is the shit we got to deal with kind of thing. And then the second one's like, what if we got rich and moved out of the hood? You can take us out of the hood, but you can't take the hood out of us kind of thing. It's like we're still dealing with the same shit, even though we got money.
What?
And then the third one.
That was the joke. They didn't have money.
Yeah, right. But the third one is, what is it? Like, there's no quote unquote lesson or message or.
They had to get the rent money.
That's the thing. It's such a like simple plot line that didn't really hit.
All of them are simple though.
Right. But this
if
one.
You think about it.
This one falls flat.
Think about it though. Even the second one, it has the most simple of plots. Debo escaped from jail. So now you have to go live with your rich uncle who lives across town.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't move to another state. That was still in California. It was just like a white suburb of California.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't like he was that far. I don't know. It's just like, it's very basic premise to all of them.
It is. And it's the same thing. They need to get the taxes.
His job. That's literally what the movie, he lost his job.
Also, I was thinking about this too. What makes comedy so classic? We have these comedies that kind of stick with us.
Quotability.
Thank you. Yes, that's what I was thinking. Quotability. And the third one
is so.
No, it's not.
What?
The third one is not quotable.
Every line Terry Crews and Mike and Cat Williams have in this movie.
Okay. You got me there.
Every one they have is a fucking quote.
I was going to get to that later because it's like later in the movie. Because the Cat Williams and Terry Crews scene had me dying laughing. It is by far the funniest skit in this movie.
Now, if you had made the argument to me, you say, hey, I don't like this one because as far as the main characters go, they don't do much for this movie.
Right.
Day Day has great lines.
Day Day's annoying in this one.
This one to me kind of pointed out like how Ice Cube is just a straight man. Like he can't really carry that shit by himself. He needs somebody to play off of. And while him and Day Day were good in this one, they weren't as crisp as they were in the second one.
Right. In the second one, they really played off each other really well. But this one, I found Mike Epps to be annoying. Like his character annoyed me. Like it wasn't even funny. It was just kind of I wish you weren't there.
No, I mean Day Day still had some good bits in this movie. Like I love when he's like, "Who got the rib?" Crack, my leg hurt. Good. Where were you at when you beat my ass with that tree? Like,
so the movie is,
Christmas Eve.
It's Christmas Eve, and there's a hood Santa Claus that's going around stealing people's.
Legendary Ricky Smiley. He's a comedian.
Yeah.
And he also has a morning show. He's really good. Yeah, he's just this like basehead Santa that's like robbing people and stuff. And he breaks into Craig and Day Day's, because of course he does. And steals all their Christmas presents
and the rent money.
And he's making a big ass sandwich. And Craig thinks it's Day Day at first, which I mean, think about that, bro. That is so human of him, though, because how many times when you hear a sound and just one sound in your house that just like, oh, it must have been the cat or the dog or whatever knocking something over, whatever. You don't just like instantly pop up and get a gun. You know what I mean? But like. So he does that, but then I guess he gets up for a drink or whatever, and old boy's a big ass sandwich.
That was
fuck you in my house, this big ass sandwich.
That was pretty funny. Yeah.
Santa Claus, where the fucking milk and cookies, which is another great line. I think
there's a couple of good lines like sprinkled in, but they're not like quotable. It's not shit that I'm gonna say like out and about.
You're crazy. There is so many quotable lines, man. Anyways. When he's holding the picture of Day Day as a baby, he's like, "It's ugly ass baby," and it's like a wood framed old ass picture. Like, why steal that? Like,
right. I was thinking the same thing.
And he says, "Eyes cocked like a pistol," and then he steals. Anyways,
that's the thing about those base heads; they'll steal anything that's not nailed down.
So him and Craig have a fight, and that was the only thing that I thought to myself, was just kind of, I even told my dad because he was there, and I was like, "Hey man," I was like, "You know how he whooped Debo's ass in the first movie, and then like he whooped the brothers' ass in the second one, the Jokers, like he whooped their ass, but he gets his ass beat by a 150-pound crackhead in this one." But I mean, I guess he did get his ass beat with a tree. So.
Right. That was pretty funny. Like getting the tree and whipping him like it's a fucking switch, but it's a fucking grown ass tree.
Daddy, help me! And then he gets up, and I love that too. Like, all I want for Christmas is 2 fat bitches and 2 bags of chips for the fat bitches and a bag of weed. He said all I want is 2 cheeseburgers and 2 fat bitches so Chico can lick on them. So the next morning, the cops are there, and this is a great scene too, because it feels like real police work right there. Like, hey man, we can't do anything about your shit. We ain't gonna find it. But if when we catch this motherfucker, because we always catch him, you want us to fuck him up for you? That's what I want out of my policeman.
At least they're being honest, because that's the thing. Like, you have to be realistic. If someone breaks in your house, steal your shit, it's gone. You're never gonna see it again.
Unless you got you know what I'm saying, like cameras, and you get a clear picture of who it was or whatever. You have a better shot. But yeah, like if you don't have that kind of stuff, yeah, your shit's gone.
Right.
But yeah, I just love that he's like, when we find old Saint Nick, he's like, little eye gouge. He's like, yeah, fuck yeah, give me one of them eye gouge. He's writing it down, like taking notes. I think you should stick a plunger in his ass. Now you missed a get bad. Where's you at when he's beating my ass with that tree? Craig, my leg hurt. Good. They actually seem like they could be cousins. Like that's
No,
that's
100%,
That's
yeah.
the great thing about it. Because I was just thinking about it. What's my favorite Ice Cube and Mike Epps movie? Because they have 5 together.
Do they really?
Yeah.
What are they?
They got Next Friday, Friday After Next, All About the Benjamins. What's the other one he's in? I think they got one where they play. It's called Janky Promoters or something like that. I saw that one and it wasn't very impressive. And then they got one. Well, even if it's an Ice Cube movie, they'll put Mike Epps like in it for a little bit, even if he's not like a main character.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like he was in.
I don't know. I was gonna pull up the movies, but
But they've done a good bit of stuff together.
okay.
But I think my favorite one is All About the Benjamins. Like they're great in that movie together. But yeah, so they come and then they find their weed plant.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, you know,
What's this for? It's medical.
He got
glaucoma.
lazy eye. He's all smacking him in the face. That shit was so funny. He got glaucoma, a little gonorrhea. He can't see shit.
The landlord lady, manager, whatever. She was pretty funny because she comes in and
I hope they didn't get the rent money. Why you always come up here fucking with us? Because this is like an old woman, so I guess they're just like thinking they're gonna tough armor out the door. Oh, my son Damon's downstairs. He's like, Damon? I had a nightmare about that fool last night.
I completely forgot Terry Crews was in this. Like when he popped up, I was like, oh shit, I didn't remember. Was Cat Williams famous before this movie? I can't remember if I saw his stand-up.
He was doing stand-up, but he wasn't the
like Pimp
household.
Chronicles Part 2 came out after this movie, right?
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was doing comedy, but he hadn't taken off like he had doing this.
Okay. Because I was trying to remember if I knew who he was when I watched this or not, and I don't think I did.
First time I ever saw Cat Williams was on BET Comedy View. I used to watch it every Saturday when I was, in my teenage years.
Right.
And he did the bit that he does on the before America Hustle about having a shitty job, but as long as you got music, it's cool. And they played some music, and he was like fucking drinking out the cup and then handing it to the people, like, because like he was working in the drive-thru and he was doing the shit like. But yeah, so I had seen him before, and he would tell cool jokes and stuff, and he would always do it dressed up like a pimp. So like it made sense to me in the movie that he played a pimp, but they really nailed that home.
Yeah.
But yeah, he found his groove, man, with this movie, and then like the rest is history. Like Cat Williams took over comedy for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, like, as his specials came out, I didn't like him as much. Like, Pimp Chronicles is still the funniest one, in my opinion.
I still think I laughed the most with it, yes, but I still love the first 3, or the trilogy is American Hustle's fantastic, and so is Pimpin', Pimpin'. Pimpin's still great. It's got a little tink tink on there. That shit will always be legendary for the little tink tink joke, man. And they say he cheated. You beat the motherfucker with no legs.
Poor little tink.
Talk about it, I gotta sign up. There ain't no sign up. Tink, tink, tink. And then he got to going, boy. Tink, 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 tink. Yes, Cat Williams is fucking classic. And in this movie, man, he just kills it. Oh, micro mini pimp. But yeah, so they go. It's the first day, because that's another theme about the Fridays. Craig always losing his job. He needs a job. He's looking for a job. So they get
mall security.
Right. Well, a strip mall. Yeah.
Strip mall security. Yeah.
And it's because Uncle Elroy and Craig's dad, he quit being a postman, and now they have Barbecue Bros Barbecue, which. The ribs, I ain't gonna lie. The ribs they served in this movie look so good. Like,
oh, well, they're good.
Oh my god. And
anytime I see like a black man with like a huge smoker outside of a fucking store or wherever, right. I want to stop and get, because I know that shit's gonna be good.
For sure.
Shout out to Steve-O.
Steve-O, yeah, Steve-O's great barbecue guy. That brisket though. I need to get some.
He made me a whole brisket for my birthday.
I know, dude. I'm jealous. I just need like some brisket. It doesn't have to be the whole one.
So yeah, but the one line, because they did a commercial together, ribs so
Barbecue
good.
should make you want to slap your mama. And he was supposed to play, but fucking John Witherspoon really, oh, I mean, man, he didn't hit her, but like
In the movie, he really hit
slapped
her.
the shit out of his mother. What the hell you want, Willie? You the one that gave her a concussion. No, that's the best, man. I forget this guy's name, but he's also another stand-up comedian, and he's really funny too. The one that plays Uncle Elroy.
Oh, is he a stand-up?
Yeah, he's a stand-up comedian.
Don DC Curry.
Yeah, Don Curry. He's hilarious. Clifton Powell is a stand, or he's not a stand-up comedian, but he's been an actor. He's in Don't Be a Menace. He's been in
I've
movies
seen him a lot. Yeah,
for forever.
Mhm.
He's great too. The whole cast of this movie, though, like,
yeah, this one does have a really good cast.
and that's what I'm saying. Like, this can't be replicated, and that's what John Witherspoon said. He's like, you can't make movies like this nowadays because people just get too big and like they go on too much money.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true.
You can't do it. He's like, but Ice Cube gave so many people a stage, a platform to shine on
Hmm.
because he didn't take anything away from their characters. Like,
Right.
he pretty much let them do what they wanted.
That's what I was gonna say. Is in the original Friday, a lot of that is ad lib.
Mhm.
That's what John Witherspoon was saying. It's like he told me to just,
They would write a scene, but they had an idea. They give them like the subject and like, hey, this is what's going on. And then they would just let them, go.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that works, man. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to.
If you have the right people, that shit
Right.
works. Like John Witherspoon and Don Curry, I think they're really good at that.
Oh my God. It is just like two brothers really arguing about shit. And it's
Mhm.
hilarious. You the one that gave her concussion, Willie. Should have slapped you. Fucking lotto stud. Why are you in so much competition with me? I can't help it, Willie.
But whenever they get the security guard job and they go in their like little hut or whatever,
Yeah.
that's kind of where the movie lost me. I just kind of stopped. It just like kind of came to a halt with the jokes. Like they weren't as funny. Like Mike Epps was running around with his whistle, blowing it at old ladies, telling them,
Man, you didn't
'Cause they're
think that shit
singing-
was funny?
nah.
Y'all try to use this quarter to sell pussy for the Lord. What, dude? That shit is so fucking funny. If you can't talk to these old ass ladies like this, somebody's grandmama, fool. Like, that shit was funny. She throws the purse at him. She goes, we gonna go pray for these motherfuckers. Joy to the world. That shit's so funny, dude. This whole movie to me is just like, it's hilarious.
It just like, I don't know what it is. It just didn't really hit me the same as the first two.
Right. No, I mean, I'm not saying it is, in my opinion, it is the weakest of the three. I'm not debating.
Oh, okay.
that.
You made it seem like this was your favorite. out of the three.
No. I just like the fact that it's like it's a funny like Christmas movie. You know what I mean? Like sometimes
Yeah.
Christmas movies can be cheesy. You know what I mean? Like this was like a little bit different take on it for me. You know what I mean?
Like we said, it's like the only hood Christmas movie. So
right.
you know.
And like it's just funny to me. Like, and like you said, the side characters in this one save it. You know?
yeah, because this is around the time we meet Cat Williams' character, which he owns a clothing store, dressing like a pimp, and has a fine ass fucking
Say it with
girlfriend.
me. Say it with me now. Holy moly donut shop. You get one free bear claw every lunch break. Yeah. The flies. I'm saying, give me 2 with sprinkles. Hold the flies. John Witherspoon is gold.
He is.
I love that.
I did not like that character though. The holy moly guy,
Oh man, with
because he's apparently the
he's the strip mall owner.
the strip mall owner. He's the one that hires him, but I didn't like him. He got on my nerves, but that's kind of the point.
Hey, Bonnie.
The accent though,
That shit was hilarious.
awful.
12 wives. They're all freaks. What?
Freaks come out at night.
What?
Freaks come out at
Houdini.
night.
Houdini, you know? Shit was great. You deal with the trouble, you come get me. But you deal with the trouble, then you come get me. Like, he was funny. Called him Clyde and Dodo. Picked up security guys. I'm saying we got 2 whistles. We gonna get some flashlights, some tasers, 2 German shepherds.
I love how daddy, how I look. You look like a snitch.
Like, you better go tell somebody right now. like a damn snitch. Who the fuck are you? I'm Elroy's new girlfriend. Daddy, you gonna catch something. I feel like I was talking to my dad. It's funny. Cooked. Should have kept Sugar's nasty ass. It said, kicked her country ass to the curb. Hooked up with a little sister. That's how players roll. Elroy's the greatest.
He is.
When they're out back smoking the joint and fucking they get robbed again, that shit is too funny. You look like one of the old dudes be fucking them young girls at the club. If you don't let your ass against that wall looking like a Mississippi pimp.
Mississippi pimp, the one that got me.
So yeah, said not no rolling, well now it's a stoley. Give me that shit. That shit was too funny.
Yeah, so they're this is when they chase Santa Claus again. Because it's the guy that robbed their house who robs him again. You got robbed by the same Santa Claus twice?
Dude, the cops are... Dude, that's another part that's fucking hilarious. Mike Epps just blowing the shit out of that whistle.
Don't you hear me blowing this fucking whistle?
Motherfucking whistle. Yo, bro, we'll be there in a minute. Just eat the fuck out of donuts. Because that's pretty much like the most lighthearted joke they could make about police in that movie.
Right.
They just eat donuts all the time and filling out reports. Probably the most accurate about police work on the day to day. You know? But yeah, it's not much. It's not very long. It does a good job of not sticking too long during the workday. Because of course they get chased because Day talks shit to those older ladies.
Oh, and they sent their
grandsons came up there and ready to beat the fuck out of them.
Yeah, they were fucking gangbangers.
And they were like,
that little one though, I've seen him before.
Yeah, he's in a couple movies.
Okay, I was like, I recognize that guy. Yeah. He always plays a gangbanger.
Yeah,
like in everything.
Like that, yeah.
So yeah, they're chasing him, and they chase him into Cat Williams' store, and they hide him in the back. And I love that the fucking mannequin falls on him. He's like, "Pimp down, pimp down."
Pimp in distress. I'm between a pimp and a hard place. You get an awesome Don Magic Wand cameo in there. Bishop Don Magic Wand and Money motherfucking Mike. What you know about it? That shit was funny. Yeah, Cat Williams, man, he played that shit perfectly.
He did. He
comes out there with that fucking razor.
He was perfect. Oh yeah, like
let him through, little motherfucker. Come here, I'm gonna sue your ass off. They both pick him up. Because, I mean, he's a little dude.
He's little, yeah.
They pick him up and carry him back about 4 feet. Think about your mama. I ain't thinking about mama. I'm thinking about it. That shit was too funny. And then he's like, these cockroaches will clean me out this year. Speaking of, where was your antennas when these motherfuckers were robbing me blind? Sorry, I didn't see anything. Don't be sorry. Ho, be helpful. You can lead a hold of water player, but you can't make them drink. You know what I'm saying? He just killed that shit.
So yeah, they're gonna be having this Christmas party that night. So he invites them to the Christmas party. So
just gonna get drunk and watch the Grinch.
Yeah, that sounds like a good Christmas Eve because that's what I'm gonna do probably.
Was he when he pulls up in that Prowler?
He's I love the Prowler. Like people talk shit on it being ugly, but I always thought it was. It's unique.
It was cool, but it just cost way too much.
And it's a piece of shit.
It was.
Yeah, it wasn't a great car.
Fucking Chrysler, what do you expect?
Yeah.
But yeah, like, he's like, don't drag that suit. Costs more than you. He had so many little classic lines, you know?
Yeah.
So they get to the party, and this is oh man, we completely stepped over one of my favorite parts.
What's that?
When they go downstairs and Damon's lifting fucking weights in the yard.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the
oh yeah. Well, I brought up Tyre Cruz, so
I was just saying, like, I love that shit where he's like, man, I'm just happy to see you. Give me a hug. He fucking wraps up Mike Epps.
Group hug,
motherfucker.
Anytime I see Terry Crews in a movie, I get excited. I love Terry Crews. He's so fucking funny.
He's like, you've been gone for a long time. He's like, I know. When I left, you was little. He's like, yeah, you grown now though. He's just like making it seem like he's definitely gonna fuck y'all.
Yeah.
He's in there.
Not too many.
Nothing but the fellas.
Yeah.
When he grabs Mike Epps and he's like rubbing his face and shit.
Get your titty off my face.
He can't breathe. my moms and shit. I love that scene for some reason. That shit just still gets me every time.
I know. I always think about like the manager, his mom anyway. And they're like, why don't you get that lined up? Fuck you. Somebody likes it.
I know somebody who likes it. And then his dad later on in the movie, that shit was just gold.
I like the way you got that.
You got that lined up right there. I heard they called you Sweet Dick Willie. And he's like, oh yeah, you heard that, didn't you? Because every man needs that little pump to his ego, man.
Mm-hmm.
That shit is fucking funny. It's got so many like little one-liners, man. Like
they're few and far between in this one. That's the problem.
Maybe that's what it is for you, though. Like they're not as crisp as it is like it is the first two. Like the first two, it's like every line. It almost feels like. But this one, like it's still got some. Like when he's breaking down the job to him, and Mike Epps said, "I'd die for this shit." Like I just, for some reason, I just started dying laughing. Like it's so fucking stupid, but it's so funny when he tries to get out of the car and he don't take his seatbelt.
Oh yeah,
you know what? You fucking remedial. What's that mean? Fucking retarded. Yeah, you know I be fucking up, man. I fuck up all the time. He gets out of the car. I love that he still had the BMW too, man. That made that funny.
That was pretty funny. I love that. Yeah, he does have some like carryover jokes. So shout out to Ice Cube for doing that because I love those.
Yeah, they don't even like touch on the fact because that was like the
biggest... the Chico still shows up in the movie.
Oh yeah. I don't know how they got the dog from Roach.
Yeah.
They just ended up with the dog. Oh yeah, I love that too. When the cop's walking out, he's like got the weed plate. He's like, oh yeah, by the way, there's a huge pile of dog shit in the middle of your bed.
Did he shit or did Chico? I always thought that the cop shit on his bed and he blamed it on. He knew the dog was there.
He says dog shit. There's a big pile of dog shit on your bed.
Yeah, but
human shit and dog shit don't look the same.
They can at times.
I mean, I guess. I mean, I'm not going to say like, I would expect it that closely, but
I don't know. For some reason, I thought the fucking cop shit on his bed for some reason. I don't know why I thought that.
I mean, that's funny too, but
yeah.
I don't know.
I guess that's what makes it funny in my head is the cop shit on his bed.
No, I think it was funny because he went back there, took their weed plant, and then like saw that the dog had took a shit.
Yeah.
He was just like to be a little bit more of an asshole.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for the pot. And by the way, dog shit on your bed. Because they didn't have warrants. They didn't have to. They invited him in to tell him what was stolen and shit.
Right.
I'd have been like, well, fucker robbed us and left this fucking pot here, bro? What the fuck? You know what? It's also kind of like hilarious too, is not even intentional, but like they had to worry about that. It is like, I think like the next year, because this movie came out in 2002, I think like the next year they started getting medical in California.
Oh, really?
So it would have like not even have been a joke. They're just like, oh, you got pot? Okay. You got your card? All right, cool. They would have just left. But like,
I don't think it got legal that early, that long ago.
California was the first place.
Yeah, but not in 2003.
Pretty sure it was earlier. I feel like they rode that wave early on.
Mm.
And then Colorado just said, fuck it, the medical shit, we're doing the whole thing.
True.
And then they got like 7 other states on
board. Well, because I know Pineapple Express came out in 2008 and it wasn't legal anywhere since then.
No, but California had medical. Like they were the closest ones.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Because like I said, Colorado was the first to go completely.
Yeah.
And then the other ones followed suit.
Yeah.
It's not even fair, the difference, bro. Like states that's legal, like
they just need to make it federally legal. Like, what are you doing? These fucking rich old white men fucking it up.
I feel like by the time we're old, it'll be done.
No, it's right around the corner. I don't even think we'll be. I mean, we're already kind of old, so
we're middle aged. Calm down. Like
I feel old as fuck. I'm not gonna lie.
But that out yet.
But my favorite part of this fucking movie is the party.
Oh yeah.
They're having the party, and they decided to be able to get rent money. They're just going to charge people to be invited to the party, which is kind of smart.
I love that Pinky gets his cameo back in.
Right.
Fucking hugs him with the Jerry curl juice.
Yeah.
God damn, Pinky.
So funny little thing I noticed. So Pinky shows up. He's like, I brought you some Christmas present. It ain't money. Better money. And it's a couple bitches, right? And I'm looking at these girls. I was like, they're all right. They're good looking girls. I'm looking at Craig's mom. I don't know what is going on with me, but I'm looking at Craig's mom, Anne Maria Hosford. She's
It's
a
the
fucking
same woman from all three.
Oh
too.
yeah, same woman. She's fine as hell. I don't know what I think I have a thing for MILFs.
I don't think she's in the second one.
Briefly, she is.
If she is,
yeah.
it's like a scene at best.
Yeah.
But yeah, Craig's mom's got it going on.
That's what I'm saying. When she's all dressed up, I was like,
I was about to say that with the part where they're at the restaurant and he's dressed up like Santa, she's got that dress. It's like pushing her titties up. Yeah, she was looking good.
That's what got me.
Hope this poor woman's still alive.
I do too.
But yeah,
But yeah, I love the nicknames. Like this one's Lollipop.
because she like a lollipop. It was so I want her. He's like, oh, she's
calm down. That's mine.
That's mine. She's just for me.
But the one that I want to get to is so Terry Crews, he's at this party and Craig's like, got so many bitches here. He's like, I don't give a fuck about bitches. And he's like, whatever. Terry Crews has been
Triple OG. He's been in prison for years.
He's been in prison so long that now he's had so much boy pussy that he that's all he wants.
I like how you just call raping grown men boy pussy. Like the dudes he fucked were probably harder than me and you will ever be in our lives. Like that's the downside of it. Like people think they're just giving up that ass in prison. Like, nah, bro, you got to take it the first time.
Yeah, and you got to look like Terry Crews to do it.
You got to break a man's will that he's just gonna lay there and take that shit.
Right.
Like, God.
So Cat Williams, Money Mike, that's his name. So Money Mike gets to the party and Terry Crews gets all
she with?
fucking heated up. He's like, who is that motherfucker? So you got to introduce
He calls
us.
him a little Lucky Charms. Calls him little Lucky Charms micro mini pip. He goes, that motherfucker looks magically delicious. Shakes his hand and pulls him in. Make you dislocated my shoulder. Like I'm in the Matrix.
Yeah, and then he's like, so I got to piss like a racehorse. Where's the bathroom at? So he goes back to the bathroom and Terry Crews takes this opportunity. I'm getting into this so quickly because it had me dying laughing.
He's like, what's up, OG? You got that look in your eyes. Fresh fish on the line, dog.
But one at a time.
Working with a boss.
But he, so Terry Crews goes to rape fucking Cat Williams.
He takes the fucking phone book off, which is classic.
What was that about?
In prison, you can't.
Okay,
you don't have body. You don't have body armor, obviously. Right. So like when you know you're about to go fucking shank somebody, they 9 times out of 10 they have one too. So if you put phone books on you, they can't stab through.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I was wondering what the phone books were. Yeah. Like I didn't catch that reference.
Because he's like, I got my fucking shank on me. And he's like, you don't need your fucking shank, bro. We're not in prison. He's like, my fucking parents are here. You know, but yeah, that's what they do in prison.
Oh, okay. Learn something new every day.
Because you get books. That's, you know, and they just ingenuity motherfuckers.
Make little bodysuits out of them. That's fucking.
Because that's where most people go for is your.
Yeah, intestines. Yeah, that makes sense.
Your midsection.
I know. Interesting.
It's a really good scene with The Wire, too. In the show The Wire.
Oh.
Old boy's about to stab the fuck out of somebody in prison, and they start duct taping fucking maps of Baltimore all around him. And
I've never seen The Wire. I heard it's pretty good, but I've never seen it.
So good, dude. Like one of my favorite shows. Anyways.
But I just love this part. Like Cat Williams is on the floor and he passes out, but he wakes up.
I ain't even in the phone book.
He wakes up and he looks and he sees that there's a wrench on the fucking
vice grips
on the toilet. So he grabs those. Oh yeah, because he splashes water on him.
Wake your ass up, Lucky Charms.
Pee on me.
You almost drowned me.
He grabs these vice grips and attaches them to his fucking nuts, his fucking Frankenbeans. And he said, "You're not in prison. I am a boy." When he said, "I'm a boy,"
you were just gonna take it, wouldn't you?
You think I was just playing pimp?
A crunching on your balls.
I loved it. This was by far the funniest scene in this movie. I loved it so much. So yeah, he has to walk him out of the fucking party attached with his fucking vice grip.
Do you like music? About the nutcracker. Everybody back up. There's gonna be ball juice everywhere. I said, you gonna take these pliers? I said, I ain't touching them pliers. I said, fuck that. These your pliers. You invited me to this party. His nuts in your hand.
I love when he lets go. The fucking girl takes off before he gets in the.
How you gonna leave me? Lap 32, pimp in distress. Oh, pimp missing. That's what he says. 1132, pimp missing. And then when that happens, that's when they see Santa Claus.
Yep.
Rob somebody else and is making it back to his little hideout.
Yeah, it's another chase scene, but there's another part in this movie that fucking had me dying laughing. It was so stupid because it was so cartoony. So they're fighting in his fucking meth house or crack house or whatever it is,
Right.
where all this stolen gifts. He tries to get out by jumping through the fucking the
window that's boarded up.
The window that's boarded up, and he fucking just cracks his skull open. It falls down. It was so fucking cartoony.
Chatter. Gets back up, then punches him out.
Yeah.
He takes that fucking Dada jersey out, which is also so 2002. Like, I remember having Dada shoes and shit. And fucking he's like, extra medium. He's like, oh, I'm putting this on, go to the club, steal me some watches, some wallets, some car keys. And then they have another chase scene. I like that one too, because Mike Epps is the one that's dressed up like the old man with the shotgun.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, is that him?
Yeah.
I was wondering who that was.
Yeah, it's
like,
Mike Epps.
That was pretty good. I liked it.
Next time I'm gonna shoot you in the one that blinky, not in the one that's stinky. Respect my gangster.
Respect my gangster. That was pretty fun. I did not know that was Mike Epps. I was wondering who that was. I'm glad you brought it up. But anyway.
Gold.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
And I also love that Pinky got to hit him in the car. God damn it, CW. I told you I was gonna fire last time after you hit that little boy with the fucked up arm. You costing me money, CW. Kicks him. He alive. Let's go. Whatever, motherfucker. Gets back in the car. That's still one of my favorite parts in Next Friday is when, hey, man, I told you you're taking these corners too goddamn fast. You almost made me spill the shack on this $300 suit. Get it together, baby. Hands on the cup. Walks away. Finishes that bitch. Yeah, whatever, motherfucker. There are some jokes that carried over.
Yeah, I like that. It ties them together.
I love that he had a Lincoln in this one, and the old one was an old Cadillac.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Immediately.
He knocked his shoe off and then got it on and then knocked it off again. All right, you're just fucking up the whole room. Just let it go.
What is that? Jesus. Place is like a Home Alone trap, dude.
It is, yeah. I got a bunch of equipment. Just
is there a tarantula that's going to fall down and hit me?
I don't know. I guess you're going to find out. That's pretty much it. They
it's
get a
like
hold.
I said, it's not very long. Of course, Ice Cube gets to fuck Money Mike's girl
right
in the end, and then
yeah, he always gets the girl in these movies. It's kind of the.
I mean, if you're gonna write a movie where you're the main character,
yeah, you get all the pussy.
I'm getting the pussy too.
Right.
You know, like I said, it's not the best out of the trilogy, but it's still I enjoy it. And I think it's a great Christmas. I watch it like not every Christmas, but every couple Christmases I put it on.
Yeah, it has a couple funny parts. Like by far, the Terry Crews and Cat Williams part is my favorite. Like it was hilarious. But other than that, like you said, it's sprinkled here and there some one-liners and
it's you got to think about it too, man. It's tough. That's the third. I mean, most comedies. I mean, now The Hangover, and shit. But like most comedies didn't go that long. You don't have that many titles in that series, but the first two are so good. You know what I mean? It's hard.
It is hard to live up to that, but I don't know. Because I was thinking about that too. What would you do? Like, I guess I would have gone back to the hood, but I guess they did.
I think it does a good job of placing them and everything. Like it just, that I don't know. They're trying to make it as outlandish and funny as possible. And sometimes when you're trying to put all the jokes in, like sometimes you forget about plot.
Mm-hmm.
And, like I said, it's not so blaring that I can't enjoy myself. Like,
well, it's not even laugh. the first one doesn't really even have a plot. It's like a hangout movie.
Yeah.
But, you know,
You
it doesn't
ain't got a
need
job.
super.
It's Friday. You ain't got no job. You ain't got shit to do. That's so true. You know what? When I watch movies like this, like it makes me think back because my buddy Jamie, who, we grew up together, like in my prime middle school pot years, when we first started doing this shit, and he watched this movie. We watched the Fridays. We watched all them shits, and we'd watch Half Baked. Like that was another movie I watched first with him, and I was just like, man, this movie's hilarious. But it's only hilarious to like potheads. Like
It really is, yeah.
if you're a sober person watching this movie, this is the dumbest fucking movie I've ever seen in my life. But that's how it was with Napoleon Dynamite. I watched that movie sober. I hated it. I was like, this movie sucks.
Yeah.
Watched it stoned. The greatest thing ever made.
Right.
I think it still should have won an Academy Award to this day.
Mine was, I talked about it before, but Cheech and Chong Up in Smoke. My dad had the VHS and he's like, you can't watch this. You're not old enough. But when he wasn't there, like, of course I'm going to watch it. Yeah. And so I grew up on Cheech and Chong. So stoner humor has always been like a part of my comedy.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's not much. There's definitely more weed jokes in the first two than there are in this one.
Yeah, that's true.
They really only smoke one little joint in this one.
Well, even in the second one, they only smoke in Peaky's.
And he smoked with Elroy.
With Elroy.
That shit's hilarious with him and Sugar.
Yeah.
I was dying.
She wants his nephew so bad.
You even cuter than your baby pictures. Maybe next year I'll pick Next Friday.
I loved it. I rewatched it, obviously, and it was fucking hilarious. I still love that movie.
This is Uncle Elroy's house. I don't care how high you get in mine.
Just let me hit it.
As long as you let me hit it. I roll a blunt better than them bitches in Havana. It's Mr. Nasty Time. I'll be fucking with my wife.
That fucking
Mr. Nasty Time.
That fucking scene in the bedroom when he had knocks the projector up and there's all those fucking dildos. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Uncle Freak.
Uncle's a freak. But yeah, this one I probably won't watch it again. I don't remember.
Damn, Daddy, I didn't know you had titties.
But just not enough here for me to want to go back and watch. I do want to go back and watch Friday and Next Friday more often because I do love those movies.
Yeah, I still enjoy this one. It still gets 8.
Yeah.
Because like I said, the very thin of the Christmas is just enough to keep it in the holiday favorites for me.
I get that. But that's it for our Christmas movies. Holidays are over because I'll probably put this out on Christmas.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, Greg's gonna do New Year's Eve for his picks because New Year's is up next.
Yeah. Do you want me to?
Yeah, man.
Open the gift, or do you want to see what we're doing next?
Open your gift because we are doing the Christmas theme right now. So,
true.
If you didn't listen last week, Greg got me Clerks 3, and it was super awesome and heartfelt, and I wanted to get him something. So hopefully, he likes the movie I got him. He's a big Steelbook guy, so I got him a Steelbook.
Yeah, I'm big on the Steelbooks right now. So, oh shit, I haven't seen this since I was a little kid, and people reference this movie constantly. He got me the Steelbooks of The Warriors, and I've been wanting to watch this.
I love it. My dad showed me that movie when I was a kid.
I remember watching it when I was a kid, but I have not seen it since. And since it gets referenced so much, I've been wanting to go back and watch it. So thank you.
Warriors, come out and play.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah, man. I'm glad you like it.
Yeah.
I almost bought it for myself, and I was like, you know what? This is gonna be Greg's. This is gonna be Greg's present.
That is hard. Like, I buy things for people, and I was like, I kind of want to keep it for myself.
Well, when I saw the cover, I was just like, that
badass. Cover is badass. Yeah, I like it a lot.
They had a PlayStation 2 game that they made from it, and they used that as the cover on that too.
Oh, really?
And it's just like super cool.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you know what? That's what you're getting.
Thank you.
But yeah, the Clerks 3, I was like, God, I got to get him something good. And I was like, I was pretty sure you didn't have it, but that's why I went and looked at your wall today.
Yeah. That's one of those movies I always like, man, I want to get it, and then I don't think about getting it.
That's a good gift then.
Yeah.
Because I had to just solve that for you.
So
what's going to be your pick, bud?
So I'd been mulling over this for fucking days now because I don't want to start the next year yet because it's not going to be the next year. And I really want to start off on the right foot next year. And it's going to be the past. You already know that.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to do a special episode, but we didn't have enough time to kind of plan for it. So I was like, what are we going to do? I was watching the wife was watching like old Mojo top 10, whatever. And somebody popped up and I was like, oh yeah, it was Ryan Gosling.
Mm.
And I was like, I know what I'm doing next.
Mm.
Because I won't have a chance to do this next year because it's not a comedy.
No
so I was like, we're going to go out with like a bang.
It's Notebook, isn't it?
No, I'm not going to do the Notebook.
Fuck. I knew you were going to pick Drive. I fucking knew it.
I was like, I want to go out with like, a bang.
I ain't gonna lie. I was like a 50-50. I said he's either gonna do Driver or he's gonna do fucking In the Pines or whatever.
Yeah. Place Beyond the Pines.
Place Beyond the Pines.
Yeah. No, we need to do Drive right? Because I love Drive and you don't like Drive.
Everybody give me the money. Yes, let's do Drive, the movie where he doesn't do any of it.
Yes, he does. In the opening scene, he drives.
That's it. That's fucking it.
That's why I wanted to get into it, because you talk shit about this movie all the time, and I adore this movie. This is the same guy that did Neon Demon, and you liked that one enough.
Okay. Yeah, it was cool.
So,
all right. I got that movie, too.
Do you?
Yeah, somewhere.
Oh, okay, I was wondering that.
Somewhere.
So, Drive.
All right. Well, going out with a bang.
Did you, anything else you wanted to touch on, or did you watch anything? We've been doing these kind of consecutively, so we haven't built up news.
I watched Shoresy, the entire 6 episodes.
Did you really?
I watched them back to back to back, and that guy's a fucking legend.
He is.
I forget his name, but he's fucking killing it.
Yeah, if you have not watched Letterkenny, you have to watch Letterkenny.
I can't go back to Letterkenny now because I only want Shoresy.
Yeah,
that's all I care about.
That's why I showed you the quick cuts of just Shoresy.
Yes. Give your fucking balls a tug. Yeah, it's better now because like you can put a face to it. It's not as like cartoonish as it was in that.
Mm-hmm.
But he's great in Letterkenny. Like if the whole show just revolved around the farmers.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I can't stand the goth kid fucking scenes. Like, they get on my nerves.
I guess I was in that scene that, like, when I was in high school, I was in, like, the goth scene, so I kind of get the references. But I guess if you don't really know anything about that, you don't get it as much, or it's not as funny.
I just think they're, like, little whitey pussies. Like,
yeah, that's what they are.
I don't know. But, yeah, I love, what's his name? Wayne and Derry and Squirrely Dan and shit. Like, they crack me up. I think they're funny.
Yeah, we went to go, we were watching it one day. We were fucked up. I think I was drunk or something. And I was like, let's just put on a random show. I was like, what the fuck is Letterkenny? She's like, I don't know. Just turn it on. Talking about the wife. And the opening scene is the fucking hockey players and the country guys. Yeah. And they're just laying into the fucking... And I'm dying laughing. She's like, it's not that funny. And I was like, what are you talking about? But we sobered up, went back to it. She's like, oh, okay, I get it now. It's funny, but
it's still funny.
So we binged Letterkenny, and yeah.
You take steroids? Good job. You're a fucking nurse, bud.
Yeah, shout out to Letterkenny. You got to check that out if you haven't. It is classic.
Go watch Shoresy. Shoresy fucking nails it.
I'm going to have to watch that.
Oh my God. It's on Hulu, bro. It's only 6 episodes. Half hour. You'll knock it out in a day.
Yeah.
I saw that, and then movie wise, did I watch?
You didn't go see Avatar yet?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, I watched Barbarian.
How was it?
Weird.
Yeah, a buddy of mine watched it.
It's weird.
He did like a little quick review on it.
Yeah.
That it was the guy that directed it. You know, was from The Whitest Kid You Know. He also directed Miss March.
Yes.
And he loves Miss March. And I was like, my buddy didn't like Miss March.
I hated Miss March, but he did a good job on Barbarian.
Yeah.
Like, I'll give credit where credit is due. I enjoyed it. Because I do like that weirdness. But I was going to give it to you. Should have done that next instead of Dry. We should have done fucking Barbarian. Because it's on HBO.
Yeah.
But
I haven't seen it. But
you should check it out. It's worth a watch at least once because Justin Long's in it.
Is he?
Yeah.
All right. Worth a watch.
Because you're watching it and like halfway through, you don't know where it's going.
Mm.
Like you kind of have an idea, but he subverts your expectations harshly. Because like you think you know what's going on, and then he just takes a hard left turn, and you're like, "What the fuck is happening?"
Wow. Yeah, that's interesting. I'll have to do that.
Check it out. I don't want to spoil it because, like, the twist is basically the movie.
I felt like I just watched another movie that I hadn't seen before. I just watched it the other day. No, I had seen it, but I really enjoy it. Fucking Rush. We're going to do Rush next year.
October Rush?
No, just Rush.
Rush.
Yes. It's got fucking Thor and
Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah. Said Thor. And the guy that he's in a lot of good movies too. I forget his name. It's like a
that narrows it down.
It's like a German fucking name, but he's good too. And it's about Formula One drivers.
Oh, okay.
So good, dude.
Is it good?
It's a Ron Howard movie. Really good. I watched it. Like I said, it's 2 hours, and I fucking flew through it the other day.
If you do, well, I'm gonna stick to the comedies because Ron Howard did one called A Beautiful Mind, and I love that movie.
That's a good movie. It's long, but it's good.
It's so good. It's one of my favorites that he's done.
It's a Russell Crowe classic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think Ron Howard's. I think the list of good Ron Howard movies versus the ones that aren't good are like very, very thin.
He just does biopics. That's my only thing. Like
he did Solo, and he stepped into that shit when it was like half done. I love Solo. Like
I haven't watched it.
He gets shit on like it's the worst Star Wars movie, but I enjoyed it. I would have liked to see the second one personally.
I don't have an opinion because I haven't watched it. I checked out after the trilogy. I'm like, I'm done with Star Wars. I don't want to do it anymore.
I think you'd like Mandalorian though.
I started it and it's fine, but I just don't have the time to invest.
Book of Boba Fett was dope too, but I just like bounty hunter stories, man. Give me a bounty hunter story.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had already seen Rush, but I watched it again. I was just like, fuck, it's good. It's real good. Yeah, I got some heaters for you next year, bro. I'm going for straight converting you to loving this movie like I did. I'm gonna get back to the fundamentals of this podcast. I'm just gonna give you heaters.
I was talking to the wife and I was like, I don't know why I want to do comedies next year, but I think it's because we don't have comedies coming out anymore. Like we really don't see that many comedies like we used to. Like from like fucking 90s to like 2010, that 20-year stretch, it was like comedies, and now it like dried up. And I miss good comedies.
They're few and far between.
Right.
Have you ever seen Tag?
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
I like Tag.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
That was probably like the last one I could think of that was like big cast, like just fucking, I don't know. They got him here and there.
I'm a huge Hannibal Buress fan, so I like seeing him in it.
Yeah, he's okay in it. I like out of all of them though, like
he's not like the standout, but I just like seeing him.
No, I love old boy from The New Girl. I think that guy is hilarious, Nick Johnson.
Yeah,
I think he's funny as fuck. And Let's Be Cops, he kills that shit, dude. But I don't know, he's good at it. And then old boy Schmidt, he's funny as fuck too, but he's not in Tag.
But yeah, so I want to like explore the comedy realms, like all the different kinds of comedies. Like we have the old like 90s slapstick comedies. There are dry comedies. There's absurd comedies. And I just want to kind of go through the motions of comedies and, you know, laugh again. Because you always talk about that. You're like, I wanted a comedy. I'm going to give you some comedy. You're going to be sick of comedy.
All right. I got bangers I'll go to, man. You want to go old? I can go old, dude.
Yeah.
I'll pull out the John Candy fucking Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying? We'll go Uncle Buck. We'll go Summer Rental.
You ever seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
I love that movie. I own it.
Okay, I was wondering.
Yeah. 'Tis a scratch.
Your arm's off. No, it isn't. Talk
Which
about
arm?
Quotable fucking movies.
Which arm?
But anyway, that's all I got. So Drive, ending the year with Drive.
Yeah, we're going to drive off the fucking
cliff into 2023.
Into 2023, dude.
Well, until then.
Later, y'all.
Later.